Good morning, boys and girls. This is day 3 of your week 6 packet. Your packet should have a snowflake in the top right corner with the number 8. Remember, this video is a tool to help you. You're doing as much of this page as you can on your own first, and then you're watching the video to check it and to get help on the ones that were difficult. Number 1, find the sum. 4 plus 9 equals 13. Write your 3, bundle your 10 ones over to the tens place. 1 plus 7 equals 8, plus 8 equals 16. Write your 6, bundle the 10 tens and move them to the hundreds. 1 plus 8 equals 9, 9 plus 3 equals 12. Write your 2, bundle your 10 hundreds, move them to the thousands place. 1 plus 5 equals 6, 6 plus 7 equals 13. Count your digits, 1, 2, 3, and put your comma. 13,263. Number 2, find the difference. Remember, difference is your answer in subtraction. 1 subtract 6. I cannot do that because I don't have enough, so you need to go to the tens place. But in the tens place, I don't have any, so you need to move to the hundreds place. In the hundreds place, I'm going to take one of them, which leaves me 2, unbundle it, and turn it into 10 tens. Then I'm going to take one of those tens, which leaves me 9 left, unbundle it to 10 ones. I already have 1 1, so now I have 11. 11 subtract 6 equals 5. 9 subtract 4 equals 5. 2 subtract 7. I don't have enough to subtract 7, so I'm going to go to the thousands, take one of them, which leaves me 6. Unbundle it to 10 hundreds. I already have 2 hundreds, so now I have 12. 12 subtract 7 equals 5. And 6 subtract 4 equals 2. Count your digits, 1, 2, 3, put your comma, 2,555.
What's up, everyone? How's it hanging? Today, guys, we're going to talk about expanded form. So let's go over and take a look at a few numbers to learn what expanded form is. Okay, guys, I want you to imagine in your mind what a slinky looks like. A slinky is a toy that starts out small but can expand and stretch out. Expanded form is a lot like a slinky. It's taking the number and pulling apart all of its digits so that we can find out the value. Here is the number 358. This number is in standard form. If we were asked to put this number in expanded form, the first thing we need to know is how much are each of these digits worth. The 3 in this number is in the hundreds place, so the 3 is worth 300. Now we have the 5. The 5 in this number is worth 50 because it is in the tens place. The 8 in this number is only worth 8 because it is in the ones place. So if we were to write the number 358 in expanded form, we would have 300 plus 50 plus 8. Just like a slinky that we pull apart, this number is stretched out in expanded form. When you stretch out a slinky and let it go, what does it do? It shrinks back together. Let's do that with this number. Now we have the number back in standard form, and it looks just like a slinky that is not stretched out. Isn't that awesome? Let's look at another example. Here we have the number 417. So how much is the 4 worth in this number? The 4 is in the hundreds place, so we have 400. How much is the 1 worth? The 1 is in the tens place, so it is worth 10. How much is the 7 worth in this number? Since the 7 is in the ones place, we know it is only worth 7. Now, just like that slinky being stretched out, we now have the number 417 in expanded form. It is stretched out to show us what the values of each of these digits are, but we cannot forget to put our plus signs in. When you are writing the numbers in expanded form, you need to remember the addition signs to make the math statement correct. Let's move to this board and look at another number, and let's see if you guys can help me figure out how to write the numbers in expanded form. Here we can see the number 324 in standard form. We need to write this number in expanded form. Let's start by looking at the 3. How much is the 3 worth in this number? 300, because it is in the hundreds place. So we would write down 300. Now let's not forget to write down the plus sign. Now we have the 2. What is the value of the 2? 20, since the 2 is in the tens place. Good job, guys. So we write down the 20 and put down the addition sign. Last of all, we have the 4. What is the 4 worth in this number? Since the 4 is in the ones place, it is worth 4. So the number 324 written in expanded form is 300 plus 20 plus 4. We can also write this math sentence vertically. Let's take a look at what it would look like. Here we see the same expanded form in a different way. If you were to add all these numbers together, you would get 324. Isn't that awesome, guys? Whenever you are asked to write expanded form, I want you to try and think of a toy Slinky being stretched out so you can see all of the values of each digit. All right, guys, thanks for being with me today. Keep cool, and we'll see you next time.
Number 3, find the product. 59 times 88. For this one, we're going to go ahead and go to our scratch paper so that we have a little bit more room. We're going to take this number 59 and we're writing it in expanded form. That means we're expanding or stretching it out into its place values. The 5 right here, the value of this 5 is really 5 tens or 50. The value of the 9 right here is 9 ones or 9. We'll do the same with the number 88. This first 8, the value is 8 tens or 80. The second 8 is 8 ones or 8. Remember, this method is called the area model. That's because we're doing length times width to find our answer. That means I'm going to say the length of this smaller box, 80, times the width of this small box, 50. Remember, we're going to get parts of the answer and then we'll put them all together to get the area of the entire large box or the large rectangle. Since I'm multiplying multiples of 10, I can count the zeros at the end of those numbers and I can put them in my answer. Then I can look at the number 8 and 5, and that's a basic fact. I'll go to my multiplication chart, follow my 8 over, follow my 5 down, and where they meet in the middle, 40, that's my answer. 8 times 5 equals 40. This box, though, says 80 times 50, which is 4,000. I'm going to go to this next smaller rectangle. I have 80 times 9. 80 is the length of this line times 9, which is the length of this line. It's another multiple, so I'm going to put my 0 here, and I'm going to say 8 times 9, which equals 72. And you can check it over here, 8, follow it all the way over to your 9. And where they meet in the middle, there's your 72. 80, though, times 9 equals 720. Then go to this smaller rectangle down here. I'm going to do the length, this line right here, 8 times the width of this line right here, which equals 50. 8 times 50, I see a 0 because it's a multiple of 10. And I can simply say 8 times 5. If you go to your 8, and 5. We've already done that. 40. However, this box is 8 times 50. That's 400. And then our last rectangle, the length, which is 8 again, times the width, this line right here is 9. That's a basic fact. Come over to your multiplication chart. We already have 8 times 9, which is 72. Again, these are only partial answers or parts of the answer. I now have to add them all up. I'm going to put the largest numbers on the top because that's the easiest way to add. 4,000 and then plus 720 plus 400 plus 72. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2 equals 2. 0 plus 2 plus 0 plus 7 equals 9. 0 plus 7 plus 4 equals 11. Bundle my other 10 and move it up. 1 plus 4 equals 5. Count the digits, 1, 2, 3, and put your comma. 59 times 88 equals 5,192. Number 4, find the quotient. This is a division problem with a 2-digit divisor. We don't need to do a 2-digit divisor in 4th grade, so you can go ahead and cross this problem out and skip it. Let's go to question 5. What shape will be the 22nd shape in this geometric pattern? Well, let's count what we do have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this pattern repeats. 5, 6, 7, 8. If we take this number and we see that every 4th time it repeats itself. Okay, so think in your head, the 22nd shape. I have the first 8 right here. If I put another 8, 8 plus 8 is 16, right? Because if we go over here, 2 times 8 right here is 16. So if I have another 8 shapes, okay, this circle will be the 16th shape. So then I'm just going to start counting again. So then I'll say 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. The triangle will be my 22nd shape. Number 6, round the number to the nearest 1,000. Remember, there's a few different ways we can do this. So one way I can do this is I can do a number line.
What's up, 4th graders? Today we're talking about using vertical number lines to round to the nearest 1,000. Alright, let's get it cracking. 3,478. We're going to round it to the nearest thousands place. So we look at the thousands place as a 3. Our lower estimate will always be what's already there. So 3,000 is our lower estimate. Our upper estimate is 1 more 1,000, so 4,000. Midpoint will always be with a 5, so we're going to say 3,500. So we're going to put a dot where 3,478 is. 400 is just below 500. Put a dot there. And because it's below the midpoint, we were going to round down. So 3,478 is approximately 3,000 when rounded to the nearest 1,000. $27,899. Alright, we're rounding to the nearest 1,000. See, it's 7. But we still got to include the 27. So our lower estimate is 27,000. Our upper estimate is 1 more, so 28,000. And again, our midpoint will always be with a 5, so 27,500. So we're going to place a dot where 27,899 would be. Well, that would be right about there. All right, and we see that it's above our midpoint, so we're going to round up to our upper estimate, which is 28,000. So 27,899 rounds to 28,000. 325,500. Again, we're rounding to the nearest thousands today, so we look at the thousands. We include everything up to the thousand, so 325,000 is our lower estimate. Our upper estimate's one more, so 326,000. Our midpoint, 325,500. Now we see our number is actually the midpoint, 325,500. And anytime it's the midpoint or above, we always round up. So rounding to the nearest thousand, this equals 326,000. Alright, what's 452 rounded to the nearest thousand? Well, we look at our thousands place, there's actually nothing there. So our lower estimate is actually going to be 0, and our upper estimate will be 1,000. And right in the middle will be 500. So put a dot where 452 is. It's right below 500, so we're going to round down to 0. So 452 rounded to the nearest thousand is 0. Last example, 999,999. So look in the thousands place. So our lower estimate will be 999,000, and one more up for our upper estimate will be 1 million. So halfway would be 999,500. So our number is just below 1 million. So that's where our dot goes. So we see we're going to round it up. So even though we're saying we're rounding to the nearest thousand, this would actually round up to 1 million. So whenever you're rounding, always be sure you think of your lower estimate and your upper estimate and visualize where the midpoint is. And anything midpoint or above, we're going to round up. Anything below the midpoint, we're going to round down to our lower estimate. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace out.
Okay, here's my number line. It says round the number to the nearest thousand. Okay, I want the nearest thousands place. Looking at my number, I'm going to underline the thousands place. My 3 is in the thousands place. It's the first digit after the comma. To put it on my number line, I'm going to start with this 3 in the thousands place. The numbers in the front are not going to change, but these will all become zeros. So this will be my bottom number that I start with. Remember, the numbers in the front of the place value that I'm rounding to, the thousands, these numbers will never change. So it's going to be 673,000. Now, the top number will be 1,000 more than this digit. So if I had 673,000, 1,000 more than that will be 674,000. Then I need to find my midpoint, or the number in the middle. Well, what would be between 3,000 and 4,000? One trick to figuring this out is you take the first part of the number you had, 673,000, and then the very next digit will become a 5. 673,500, because halfway between 3,000 and 4,000 is 3,500. Now that I have my numbers, I have to find out if this number is at or above my midpoint or below. 673,509. 673,500. So this 9 makes it come right here, right above my midpoint. This is where my number would be. Since it is above my midpoint, then I'm going to round to the number at the top. 673,509 rounds to 674,000. Now remember, there's another way that I can also round, and it's kind of just remembering our little chant that we learned. It says, find your place, the nearest thousand, look next door, 5 or greater, add 1 more. If this is 5 or greater, you're adding 1 more to the place you found. All the digits in the front stay the same. All the digits in the back zeros your names. These all become 0. We will round you. That's our song. So 673,509 rounds to 674,000. Number 7, draw a hexagon and partition, which means part it, put it into parts, it into 2 equal parts. Okay, so here's my hexagon. If I want to put it into 2 equal parts, okay, I can put it into 2 equal parts this way. If I folded the bottom onto the top, they would be equal. I can put it through the vertices and get 2 equal parts. What makes them equal is that I see 1, 2, 3 sides, right? I have, if I look at the angles are the same. The shape is exactly the same. If I were to fold it over on top of each other, it would be the same. So a hexagon, you can go through any of the opposite vertices and make it into an equal part. If I were to fold it over on top of each other, they'd be the same size, same shape. Number 8, we have a word problem. And we know that when we are doing word problems, we are using our cubed strategy. Let's go ahead and read our word problem. There were 11 ice fishing shacks on the lake. Each shack used 9 pounds of firewood. Firewood was sold in 3-pound bundles. How many bundles were used in all? There's a lot in that one. Let's start by using C. Circle the numbers and the units. I have my number, which is 11 ice fishing shacks. So in this case, shacks would be my unit. I'm going to kind of connect those. Each shack used 9 pounds of firewood. Firewood was sold in 3-pound bundles. Okay, underline my question. How many bundles were used in all? Box my keywords. I'm going to start with my question. How many in all? So I'm going to be getting a total. I'm putting things all together. What are some other keywords? Each shack. Okay, there's one. And the 3-pound bundles. So they are groups of 3 pounds. Evaluate. What am I going to have to do to solve this problem? Well, if there's 11 shacks and each shack needs 9 pounds, I need to find out how many total pounds I have before I can decide how many I need to buy. Once I know how many I need to buy, then I can go ahead and take that number and divide it into 3-pound bundles to see how many bundles I need to buy. So I see another keyword here. We need to box this keyword bundles. So let's draw a picture because that's so much information. Let's draw a picture. Here's a tape diagram and I have 11 shacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And each shack used 9 pounds of firewood. So each of these is going to have 9 pounds of firewood. And I need to know how much firewood altogether I have before I can figure out how many bundles I need to buy. So I could add that up, but that's going to take way too long. A more efficient way would be to say 9 times 11. Now, even if you don't know your basic facts, 11s are really cool and really easy because 1 through 9 is just doubling the digit. So if it's 9 times 11, it's just going to be 99. You're doubling the digit. So I have 99 pounds total that they used. It says firewood was sold in 3-pound bundles. How many bundles were used in all? So they want to know how many bundles I used, not how many pounds. I used 99 pounds, but now I need to put that into bundles. So what that means is I need to divide. So I'm going to do an area model. I'm going to put my total on the inside, 99. And since it's 3-pound bundles, that's how much each group is, but I need to know how many groups. Okay. I have a 2-digit number, so I'm going to divide this into tens and ones. So I'll start with my tens. 3 times 10 is 30, but I need to get to 99. So let's go to our 3. If I'm multiplying by 10, I know that the ones place will have a 0 in it. So I'm just looking at this number. How can I get 3 to 9? Follow your 3. 3, 6, I see 9 exactly. Follow it up and I hit 3. 3 times 3 equals 9. So this is the tens place, so it would really be 3 times 30. 3 times 30 is going to equal 90. Okay, 99 subtract 90 be 9. I'm going to take that 9 and move it over to the ones place. And remember, the ones place can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 times what will get me 9? If I go to my multiplication chart, I already found that it was 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 equals 9. 9 minus 9 equals 0. Now I'm going to add up my numbers on the top. 30 plus 3 equals 33. It's not enough to just know this number. You have to know what that number means. That number means that I'm going to have 33 bundles. 33 bundles. So let's write it in a sentence. 33 bundles were used. Okay, let's go to question 9. Add the fractions. Write the answer in simplest form. When you are adding fractions, so we're not comparing them anymore, now we're adding them. As long as your bottom denominator are the same, remember I said those were like denominators. As long as the bottom denominators are the same, they must be the same, then you can simply look at your numerators and just add those. So if your bottom denominators are the same, that means it will also be the same in your answer. So go ahead and write it in. And then you just have to add the top numerators. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 fifths. 2 fifths plus 3 fifths equals 5 fifths. If I have 5 fifths, the same number on the top and on the bottom, that also I can write it as 1 whole. Question 10, find the area. Remember, the area simply means length times width. All I have to do is multiply the length times the width. The length, 9, times the width. In this case, it's also 9. I have a perfect square. What is 9 times 9? If you don't know it, go to your multiplication chart. 9 times 9, where they meet in the middle, is 81. Now, whenever I'm doing area, it's squared units though. So you have to write 81 square, and in this case they did tell me what the units are, so they are inches. 81 square inches. Okay, that's it for today, boys and girls. I will see you tomorrow for day 4. Bye.